Hello, this is Dr. Stephanie D. Barnes, CEO of C-Suite Women's Network, where I help women and a few good men to be the CEOs of their lives so they can be better CEOs of their businesses. And I am excited to continue the 5-part series, Boss Magic Lessons, brought to you by Beachella, how to use your platform to elevate through edutainment. And hopefully you've caught the first 2 parts of the series where you've learned that when you're on a stage, you need to own it and that you need to control the narrative and handle your brand like a pro. And today, I want to focus on being authentic. Being authentic, use your platform to elevate and educate and entertain, edutain. So, the Coachella audience has primarily over the years been one that hasn't seen the likes of Beyonce, right? She was the first Black woman to headline Coachella and made mention of this during her performance. And there was an article or a commentary about a discussion between her mother and she about the performance that she ended up bringing. And if you watched it, and if you know anything about it, it was an HBCU themed performance. And HBCUs are historically Black colleges and universities, which have a cultural way of bringing music of their own. And throughout the show, she incorporated African American music themes, African music beats, and Afro-Caribbean music beats. And so she really celebrated Black culture to a largely white audience or historically white audience. Coachella typically has not had Black women or has not had a Black woman to headline it, nor have they necessarily had Black music to be at the center of their lineup. But Beyonce was committed to using this opportunity as a Black artist, as a Black woman, to elevate the Black culture and the musical contributions that have influenced many pop and mainstream musical efforts. And during a conversation with her mother, she was developing this thing, her mom was like, ooh, is that something that you really want to bring to Coachella? That's really not the audience for that. And Beyonce reportedly said, I'm committed to using this platform. I have been given an opportunity to highlight my Black culture and to highlight something that I think is important to bring forth to the masses, and I'm going to do that. And instead of her mom dissuading her, her mom was like, wow, that's actually pretty courageous. And here's the message, the boss magic lesson that Beyonce dropped on us with that. And that is this, you can't fall into the trap of watering down your message. You have to amplify. Well, let me back up. Don't water down your message to please the masses. You have to amplify your message to bring the masses up to the speed of your message. Because, many times in our businesses and our personal brands and our community brands, there are very important messages that we need to bring. Like, for example, I'm a business coach, and one of the things that I'm committed to is advocating women having an equal place or having equal opportunities in the workplace, in the marketplace. Everything I do is about advocacy. So that is a message that at many times may not be messages that want to be heard. However, it's something that I'm committed to, and I weave it into the business coaching I do, whether I am coaching men or coaching women. Now, as you heard me say, I help women and a few good men to be the CEOs of their lives. Well, I focus on women because women have historically been excluded from CEO positions in modern culture. And, if you look at it in the United States as well as looking at it globally, for the level of talent that women bring to the workplace, into the marketplace, we're underrepresented at the table. So this is a form of advocacy that I personally have committed to, and is an example of how in our business lives, in our community lives, we can commit to advocacy without necessarily being controversial or not or necessarily being what's the word I want to use? We don't have to protest the protest is what I want to say. You don't have to be argumentative or violent or disruptive in a way that does not allow change to happen. And I do, and I'm a big advocate of disruption. There's a difference between disruption and disruption. So what is disruption and what is disruption? Well, in order for change to happen in the market, you've got to have disruption. When you look at Blockbuster and Netflix, when you look at Uber and the traditional cab model, when you look at, what's another example, but disruption is the thing that makes people stop and think about doing things a different way. Then you have disruption that impedes progress, where you're like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to listen to anything different than what I have to say. And then it becomes this fight. And the thing is, a change, a transformation in our culture, a transformation in our businesses, in our communities doesn't have to be disagreeable. It doesn't have to be violent. It doesn't have to be unpleasant. But it's all about those who are of influence using their influence to elevate a message and bring it to the masses. So the thing that you have to remember is that your message will reach those that it is intended to meet. There are some who were completely turned off by the HBCU theme and the infusion of African American, Afro-Caribbean music into her songs and her performance. There were some people who were just really turned off by that. But that's not who she was there for. She was there for the people who were willing to embrace the message that she had and were willing to think about it in a different way and who really enjoyed it and were glad to have been exposed to that part of American culture. So here's the message, the big boss magic lesson takeaway for you is that, your message will reach those it is intended to meet. Not everybody will get it. And that's okay. The people who are supposed to get it will get it. And in business, we have to focus on our ideal clients, whether we are entrepreneurs or working in a corporate environment or trying to influence people in the community. We have to connect and influence the people who get us. And the people who get us, and in turn will influence others. And we can't spend all of our energy trying to dissuade those who don't get us and trying to dissuade those who aren't willing to listen to our message. So the boss magic lesson of the day is to be authentic and use your platform to elevate the masses and be unapologetic about your message and don't water it down just because you don't think everyone will like it, because everyone is not supposed to like it. It's supposed to be, your message is for the people who it's intended to be for, and they're going to get it, and that's who you concentrate on. So I would love to help you to craft your message to be able to elevate the masses in the way that is authentic to you. So please go over to www.discovertheceoinyou.com. Again, that's www.discovertheceoinyou.com and schedule a strategy session where we can work on elevating your message to the masses. I'm Dr. Stephanie D. Barnes with C-Suite Women's Network, where I work with women and a few good men to help them be the CEOs of their lives so they can be better CEOs in their businesses. Remember, your life is the product of your choices. Choose to be the CEO of your life.